नक्षत्र न्यूज में आपका स्वागत है। आपके साथ मैं हूं नैनी मिश्रा और हमारे साथ इस वक्त स्टूडियो में मौजूद है खास मेहमान जो कि न्यूजीलैंड के पूर्व क्रिकेटर हैं और वर्तमान में एक प्रसिद्ध कमेंटेटर हैं, डैनी मॉरिसन। वेलकम टू आवर स्टूडियो सर।
Nani Mishra, namaste.
Namaste sir. So, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling well. I haven't been to Ranchi before, but I won't forget Ranchi. I got a little sick. I was a little ill at the stadium the other day, but I like being here, yeah.
So, tell me about your cricket career. Some golden memories, some good memories about cricket.
Oh, look, lovely. And in a way, there's no better place in terms of coming to India. I came here in 1987 with the Reliance World Cup. Only played the one match when Sonny Gavaskar got 100 and said, Danny, I like your bowling. Bang, 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 smashed it everywhere. So, yeah, I've been coming since 87, and I played between 87 and 1997. So a lot of highlights, I think, playing for New Zealand with Richard Hadley, big Sir Richard Hadley. He was a great mentor for me, and playing along the likes of John Wright was the captain, who's coached India, is the current coach of the Mumbai Indians in the IPL. So I played with Wrighty, the Crow brothers, Ian Smith, John Bracewell, Martin Sned, and those sort of guys. Was a lot of fun, and thoroughly enjoyed it, and travelled the world playing cricket. It was like a great passport to travel to different cultures and different parts of the world with something you do that you love doing.
Okay, if we talk about batsmen, which batsman was very tough for you?
There's a few. Yeah, there's quite a. Yeah, and playing in the subcontinent is tough. You know, the wickets tended to be flat, and the reverse swing thing wasn't as prevalent and as known about now. But I mean, you know, playing against the likes of, as I said, Gavaskar and those sort of guys, Chris Shrikant at the end of their careers. I played a lot against Muhammad Azharuddin, played a little bit against Brian Lara and Sachin Tendulkar, Robin Smith of England, some very good players. Javed Miandad for Pakistan, Sri Lanka played, you know, Arjuna Rangatunga, the captain, Aravinda de Silva, and then the Australians, you played a lot against Alan Border, Steve Waugh, Mark Waugh, Dean Jones. Those sort of guys were difficult guys to get out, and they were tough. But I enjoyed the challenge. I loved the challenge of playing at the highest level in test matches against them, and then sort of doing okay, but a lot of the time getting smashed too.
So that was the players which was very tough for you. So if we were talk about Sachin Tendulkar is a god over here in cricket. So what do you want to say about Sachin?
Well, I played against Sachin in 1990. And that was his first summer. I think he played against Pakistan in late 89, but that same summer, 89-90, came to New Zealand, was turning 17. And I remember in a team meeting, Ken Rutherford, who was a batsman for New Zealand, he captained a President's 11 versus India in Napier. And so he said, watch out for this kid, Tendulkar, because he can play. And he just said the timing off the back foot, and you just could see that he was well organised, and that he was going to be a star of the future. And playing against him, difficult, because he had so much time, and watched the ball well, and left the ball well, and then, you know, that effortless sort of stroke off the back foot, and you thought, hang on a minute, why do you get a spring in the end of that bat? It's just pinging off and going for four all the time. By God! You know, and so it was exciting and challenging as well, and liked playing it. But I played him when he was very young, and he developed more in the later 90s and became obviously a lot better player.
Really. And what about Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the cricket captain of Indian cricket team?
Another god. Yes, you've got these demigods everywhere, haven't you? Not just Ganesh. So when I look at it, I see Mahendra Singh Dhoni when I was here in 2003 commentating, and John Wright was the coach. He was still coaching India in 2003. And he said, this guy, not fantastic as a keeper, but my word, as a batsman, and powerful and strong and a good finisher. And isn't it amazing how he's developed into one of the greats, really, and particularly in one-day cricket and 2020 cricket, amazing finisher. And you're right, you get these charismatic characters that come along once in a lifetime, really. And so you're Tendulkar, and now you're very spoilt with a guy who's very cool, calm as a captain.
Captain Cool.
You're going to very difficult, Nani, to replace him. Very difficult to replace MS Dhoni.
Okay, record against India, hat-trick. What will you say?
Look, it was a nice time of your career. I was 28, God, 20 years ago, in New Zealand, and the white ball tended to swing around. We didn't change the ball as much, and so it got old and reversed a bit. So we started to know what those Pakistanis were on about. We used to nickname the Pakistanis. We called them the Pakanasties because they kept running us over and bowling lots of bounces and breaking our toes, Wazim and Waqar. But we started to understand what they were doing with the ball and just affecting it and just scratching it a little to make it swing and reverse. So we discovered that more often, and then you could see it swung a lot for me that day and swung in. So it was nice to get the Yorker right. It was one of those days when you get your rhythm right and it clicks, and you see guys like Lassie Malinga now getting that Yorker so beautiful and just right. And you got 3 in a row. You got Kapil Dev, got Ankola, and then the wicket keeper had to move down the order, old Nayan Mongia, he was the last. So they're all bowled. Boom, boom, boom. Off stump, middle stump, leg stump. So, yeah, cute.
Okay, you are in flashback now.
Yeah, you can remember that far back.
Really. We'll talk with you, but it's time for a break. अभी रुकेंगे एक छोटे से ब्रेक के लिए, जल्द हाजिर होंगे. ब्रेक के बाद आपका एक बार फिर से स्वागत है नक्षत्र न्यूज में. आज हम बातचीत करें हमारे खास मेहमान डैनी मॉरिसन से, और उनसे काफी सारी बातचीत हो चुकी है. फिर से उनके पास चलते हैं कुछ खास बातें करने के लिए, उनके हिस्ट्री के बारे में जानने के लिए और कुछ सुनहरी यादों के लिए. सर, so what do you think about India, that Indian cricket team, which one is the best player?
Hard to say which is the best player, because I mean you talk about MS Dhoni being captain cool and has that calming influence over the rest of the side. You've got great players, there's no doubt about it. I think you looked at that side that won the World Cup recently, the last one, 2011, and it was the finishing up of Sachin Tendulkar, and there was a changing of the guard a bit. Yuvraj was the player of the tournament, and you had some very good players, there's no doubt about it. Suresh Raina, young guy, was coming in. Virat Kohli, he's developing into a heck of a talent and a wonderful player. And then of course you've got Dhoni, who is, as I keep saying, the captain that just keeps the ship really calm. So in terms of saying who's the best player, I think everyone has a different part and a different role. Certainly Dhoni stands out because he's captain. He plays all 3 formats, which is a massive thing to do in the modern game. But I just think you look at the guys and the depth and the variety with Jadeja and Ashwin. Got to find a couple of good quick bowlers. Zach Khan's got a bit old now, time to hang up the boots probably. But you've got a couple of exciting guys. Mohammad Shami, I like the look of him, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar swings it a bit. So you've got to unearth maybe another good quick bowler. Yadav's useful, and Viren Aaron, they've got pace, and that's exciting. So I think, you can see why India, I think when you win, like when Australia were winning a lot, the conveyor belt of a lot of good players is there because everyone loves winners and everyone wants to suddenly pick up a cricket bat or a cricket ball or wicket-keeping gloves and play the game. So it's very, very healthy for India. And then you've developed this thing called the IPL, massive cricket circus, and it's only going to be better for developing young guys to come through.
Okay. Being a cricketer and a commentator, you have seen so many stadiums. And if you talk about GSA Stadium, that's in Ranchi, what do you think about that stadium? Because as you know, it is a new stadium.
I think the beauty of you have with a new stadium is that you can see what the others have done. So you pick little bits from that and this and that. Like when they developed Chapuk in Chennai Moor, they had to put the gaps in it because it was just like a cauldron. It was so hot, like a cooking pot. And so they put the gaps in for the sea breeze to come through. Now you've done that here, which makes a lot of sense. And I like that a lot. I mentioned to some of the guys here around Ranchi and to do with the cricket, wonderful, wonderful stadium, and the commentary box is fantastic. It's big. You can see out of the commentary box and see what's happening in front of you as well as looking at your monitor. But that's fantastic. It drains well, holds I think about 40,000 capacity. So you're very spoiled. It's a very good modern facility, and just got to get the pitch right. Maybe a little bit slow, but then again that's probably what they want. They want it to slow and turn a bit. That's the style of it there. But you can make pitches to come on and have a bit more pace. It's what you want to do with it. But I am very, very impressed.
Oh, that means it is a good stadium.
It's a very good stadium.
Okay, now we'll talk about some foods. Which is your favorite dish in Ranchi?
Well, I haven't really eaten a lot in Ranchi. I said a bit naughty, got a bit ill coming from Delhi. Got the Delhi belly, that was my fault, eating at the airport, pagal, shouldn't have. So in terms of what I do like, I'll tell you what I like on the road, and not just because it's a South Indian cuisine. I love masala dosa. I love the rice flour because it's good for my weaker stomach. Over the years of getting ill in Pakistan or wherever, I love the cuisine here. There's no doubt about it. I love samba, so I can have spicy foods, my samba with my masala dosa, or if it's one of my favourites, mutton biryani. Love mutton biryani from Hyderabad and that, and love just chicken tikka masala, the fish dishes. I was very naughty in Nagpur a couple of years ago. Chef Negi loved the masala fish. Got out this fish, and they go, Danny, are you bugger? We're in the middle of the country and you're eating fish. You've got to be by the coast. No, they ship it and fly it in every day. So the ships get it in, fly it in, and love the masala fish.
You like banana, I think.
Bananas, I've got one here, you're right, and I live on bananas, and the potassium, but also very good for you, and an easy food to on the go with nuts, almonds, cashews, banana. Love it all. And I love, and we're spoiled. Nanny, we're spoiled in good hotels here in India now, where you can get different cuisines. I love what you do with your prawn curry. Fantastic curry.
I think you like Hindi also.
Yeah, look, I should learn. I need to learn more.
So what are you doing to learn Hindi now?
I should do more, you're right. In terms of doing stuff on Sony, because all you do is like koi baat nahi, ab kaise ho. And when you're talking to the waiters or the chefs, you've got to look after them. It's namaskar and you dhanyavad or shukriya, and look after them, because the waiters and the chefs, they keep you alive and they cook for you. So you've got to be very appreciative of what they do.
Really?
So yeah, we love it, and just conversing like that, and saying, and they look at your food, and they go, how's your food, sir? Bahut acha. Yeah, it is, and it just is.
Okay, going back to your history, which was the most worst period of yours as a cricketer?
I'd say, you have ups and downs, and I think it happens a lot through your career. You can be having quite a good time of it, then you get a bit of an injury, and then you have time out of the way from the game. And so I had some hernias. I had a hernia in 92, and then I had a second hernia, a laparoscope hernia. They blow you up like a football bladder, and then they staple you up. So they had that in 94, and then in 96 I had the ducted tendon release, so they trimmed that. So I had a lot of groin problems, and being a bit of a hobbit, short, fast bowler, it was difficult for me. So I had a big leap and leapt and tried to hurl the cricket ball fast. So it was a difficult thing for me to do. So there were times when it was tough in 95, and I think about after that hat-trick was great. Then I got injured in England, and I came home from the England tour. It was disappointing. 93 in Australia, didn't get a lot of wickets, a lot of drop catches, bowled okay, but I only got 3 wickets in the 3 test matches. 2 in Perth, 1 in Hobart, Tasmania, and then none at the Gabba, which is a good pitch for bowlers. And we just didn't play very well. So that tough periods like that where it goes against you, but it makes you stronger.
Okay, that was the most tough period. Again, we are going to take a small break. और भी बातचीत करेंगे हम डैनी मॉरिसन से, पर अभी रुकेंगे और छोटे से ब्रेक के लिए, जल्द हाजिर होंगे. ब्रेक के बाद आपका एक बार फिर से स्वागत है नक्षत्र न्यूज़ में. आज हम जैसे कि बता रहे हैं आपको, हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं डैनी मॉरिसन से, और हमारे साथ वो मौजूद हैं. कुछ और उनसे बातचीत करते हैं. डैनी, what do you think about newcomers? What kind of tips you want to give them?
I think for youngsters, and I do a little bit of coaching where I live. I live north of Brisbane now. I live in Australia rather than back in New Zealand. I love the heat. So New Zealand's a bit cold, as MS Stoney and them all vouch for, touring New Zealand recently. So I live north of Brisbane, and I look after some teenagers. And I think for tips for youngsters, you've got to have that passion and that desire in the game. You've got to want to be doing it. It's a bit like, you've got to want to come and do what you're doing, either coming to work and doing your job at TV, or us coming to commentate and love doing what we're doing. And the same with young guys. I think you've got to, in terms of your disciplines of wanting to train hard at it, so definitely have good routines and disciplines. And at the end of the day, do you really love it enough? Do you want to either make a career out of it? Or if you don't, then it's a social thing and you're doing your studies or other stuff with your work. But for youngsters, I think the biggest thing is about it's having fun, enjoying it. Why else would you do it? Because cricket takes up a lot of time. It's quite a big commitment, and you've got to give a lot to it. So at the end of the day, for me, it's about the passion of it, the desire to want to do well at it, and work hard at your skills. Train hard and do it with that enjoyment factor. You shouldn't be doing it because it's a chore.
Danny, what kind of changes you can see in cricket if we compare from your time? Then what kind of changes you can see?
Oh, massive when you think about how the 50-over game changed. So we had that revolution of Kerry Packer in the late 1970s with day-night cricket and wearing coloured clothing, to then when you go through the 90s into 2000, then suddenly the 2020 game was evolving, and these leagues, the Premier Leagues, the Big Bash.
So which one is your favourite? 2020 one-day test?
I think you like them all for what they are. People often ask me, what is your favourite? I mean, I get very excited and passionate about the IPL, and you can be a bit louder and a little bit more extroverted and explosive. But doing a test match is great too, because you've got time to then go into the strategy more and talk about someone's technique or what they're doing and bring up lots of different graphics, how they've been performing, how they'd like to be performing, what's the strategy, where they're going with the game. 2020, you ain't got time. This one's gone miles. Here we go again, So you're getting into it and it's just boom, 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 and you don't muck around. And 50-over cricket, you've got more time and the different strategies of power plays and everything like that. So whilst people think, is your favourite T20 because you see a lot of me here in India with the IPL and being over the top, I love Test cricket. I really do. I enjoy it. And I love Test matches that come here because it is so different and the conditions are so
Danny, another question is, cricket is not in the Olympic. So do you feel pain for this?
For the Olympics?
Really?
You could start, I think you could get, the Olympics could be having cricket in it because of T20. It's short enough. The format of it goes for 3 hours. But in a way, to me, in my philosophy, Olympic sports is really more about those Olympic ideals of running, throwing, jumping, running faster, throwing further. Swimming's got into it over, later and thing. I don't like seeing, this is my opinion, I don't like seeing football. I don't like seeing the soccer there, or if they wanted to play rugby sevens. Even tennis, to me, well, they're professional sports. They've got their own thing there. It's about more the athletics for me. I'm a bit more traditional of that. I like that side of it. So they're talking about having golf come back into it. Bugger, I really don't need it. So I like the more athletic training. So cricket, I don't mind cricket not being.
There is some words for the viewer of Naxatra News.
Viewers, keep watching this news channel because it gives you everything. Here in Ranchi, we love it.
Okay. तो हमारे साथ डैनी मॉरिसन हैं जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव सोचने वाले हैं अपने जीवन को लेकर के, बहुत ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव सोचते हैं. इंडिया उनको बहुत पसंद है, खासकर मसाला डोसा उन्हें बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है. डैनी, आप हमारे साथ आए. You're here and you talked with us. Thank you so much.
Lovely, Nanny. Lovely to be here.
तो इसके साथ मुझे दीजिए इजाज़त. नमस्कार.